Avengers Endgame is just right around the corner. It is very close. As you guys are seeing this, it is probably like 2 days away. Hype is real. Most anticipated film of all time. Everybody knows what this movie is. I'm not going to talk about it much more, but I will talk about who I think is going to be dead by the end of this movie and who's going to be alive. That's what this video is. I'm giving my predictions for who's going to die, who's going to be alive. I got some pretty crazy predictions, so definitely watch this entire video. But there are 17 total characters in this movie, and I'm going to be predicting all of them. Again, spoiler alert, kind of. This could be a spoiler. I haven't seen the movie. I literally know nothing about the movie, but it could be a spoiler. I'm not sure. If I am right, I am sorry. But I hope I'm right, because that would be definitely pretty cool. But anyways, let's get into it, because there are 17 characters. I'm going to be starting off with who I think is completely safe, and there's no chance of them dying at all. So let's get started on that. First up here, I have a Rocket Raccoon. I think Rocket is safe. There is Guardians 3 in the works, and Rocket is just a great character that people love. And his story isn't over yet, and I just don't see a purpose behind killing him. I just don't see how it would be part of his character arc. So I think he is safe, definitely saved. Next up, Captain Marvel. She is the future of the MCU. I don't see any chance of her dying in this movie. But then again, I thought Black Panther and Spider-Man were going to survive Infinity War, and I was wrong. They died. So maybe they will pull a fast one and kill off Captain Marvel, but I just don't see it happening. She's just getting started, and she is the future of the MCU. Wong. I think Wong is safe. There's a Doctor Strange 2 in the works, kind of. We've kind of heard them talk about it. So I think Wong is safe. His story is not over, and I just don't see a purpose on killing him off. However, they do need to kill off some people in this movie, and he would be an easy character to kill off to show that there are actual stakes in this movie, but without having any big consequence to the MCU. So maybe I could see him dying, but I just don't think he is done yet, and he's going to survive. Now, Okoye, she will survive. I do think Okoye, her story is not done yet, kind of like the others. People have fallen in love with her character. A lot of people like her character, and I just don't see any chance of them killing her off. But then again, she is a warrior. This is a war. She will die in the war. So if she does die, it would be a heroic death. It would be pretty cool. Next up on the list is Ant-Man. Now, Ant-Man is kind of tricky. I could see him dying. However, he has had 2 movies, and I think they want to finish off his movies with a trilogy, and I just don't see Ant-Man dying. It just doesn't fit his character to die in this movie. However, the fan theory is that he will shrink and go up Thanos' butt and expand, which could involve his death in that, which would be pretty cool. That's obviously not going to happen. But yeah, I think Ant-Man is safe. Okay, so next up on the list is Happy Hogan. Do I think Happy Hogan is going to die? No. I think he will be one of the characters who have been there from the start and will always be there. I really don't see Happy Hogan dying for a very long time in the MCU, if at all. They may write off his character at some point, but I just don't see him ever dying. If people love his character, he doesn't play a huge role in the MCU, but he's a fun role, and he's just a good cameo character that can pop in every now and then. And yeah, I just don't see Happy Hogan dying. Plus, Jon Favreau is Disney royalty. They love him over there, and I just don't see them killing off Jon Favreau. Pepper Potts. Is Pepper Potts going to die? I could definitely see it, especially if Tony Stark survives. It would definitely give Tony Stark some more drive. It would definitely add to his character. So I could definitely see Pepper Potts dying. I don't think she is 100% safe. Now, she is in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, so that almost confirms that she's probably safe. But however, maybe it's just a trick. Who knows? But I could definitely see her dying. But I do think she is safe. Valkyrie. I do think Valkyrie is safe here. She is just a good character. I really like her character. I hope she doesn't die. I think she will play a bigger part in the MCU coming in the future. A lot of people love her character. I love her. She is funny, and I hope she doesn't die. But again, she is a warrior. This is a war. She could sacrifice herself. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the people who I think have a good chance of dying. However, I don't think all these people will die, but they have a high chance of actually dying. So let's talk about him. Hawkeye. Do I think Hawkeye is going to die? No, but he has a solid chance of dying. I think his story has been told. I do think his time is coming up soon. However, they did announce that he's getting a solo show on the new Disney streaming service, Disney Plus. But to me, that doesn't really say anything because Loki is also getting one, and he's dead. So yeah, that doesn't really tell me anything. His family died, so I do think he would sacrifice himself to bring his family back alive. So Hawkeye, I could definitely see dying. Black Widow, I think out of all of the original 6 Avengers, I think she is the safest. They are making a Black Widow film. However, it is a prequel from what I understand. So it's taking place before all this. So she could still die and still get her own movie. However, I don't think Marvel would start the next phase with a movie about someone who just died. So I do think Black Widow is safe, but she does have a pretty good chance of dying. Hulk / Bruce Banner. Now, this is a very interesting character. Is Hulk and Bruce Banner going to die? He is in the middle of like a redemption arc. So I think narratively, his story could keep going on. But here's what I think. Bruce Banner and Hulk are going to die. Both of those characters will die because they'll come together and make Professor Hulk. I think in this movie, Bruce Banner is going to learn how to master Hulk. I think a Professor Hulk will be born, so he's not going to die, but he is going to die at the same time. War Machine. I do think War Machine is going to die. He almost died in Civil War. I think if War Machine dies, I think it would drive Tony Stark and maybe give the final blow to Thanos. Nebula is another character who I think will perish in this movie. I mean, she is going to play an important role in this movie. She is the daughter of Thanos, and she has been trying to kill Thanos from the very beginning. She has had a very interesting character arc that could definitely come to an end in this movie, and I think it would be a satisfying ending. Died going out, doing something great. So I do think by the end of this movie, she will be dead. Thor is a pretty interesting character. He has probably had the most interesting arc. His first 2 films weren't the best, but Thor Ragnarok was an amazing movie. Completely changed the entire character, and people now love Thor. Easily one of my favorite characters. I love Thor, all because of Thor Ragnarok. So I could definitely see him living just because he kind of started over in Thor Ragnarok with like a whole new story arc. Definitely see him coming past this movie and living. So I do think he will survive this movie. I do think Thor is going to survive this movie. However, if he died, I think he would die killing Thanos. I think he is going to deliver the final blow to Thanos, and maybe while doing that, he has to sacrifice himself to die. I do think that would be a satisfying ending. His arc has been very, very good. I have loved his arc. He has lost pretty much everything in his life. He has lost his brother, his family, everybody he knows has died, and he really has nothing left going for him. You definitely see them killing him off, but I think it would have to be something satisfying, like dying while trying to kill Thanos. He almost killed Thanos. He literally almost killed Thanos. He just should have aimed for the head. Thanos, okay, I just talked about Thor, so now let's talk about Thanos, because like I just said, I think Thor is going to deliver the final blow to Thanos, and that is how Thanos is going to die in this movie. Thanos will 100%, I think, not make it out of this movie alive. If he does survive this movie, it would be kind of interesting. I don't think there's a chance he is going to make it out of this movie alive, and I just said Thor is going to deliver the final blow to him. But if Thanos lives, let's just say if he lives, it would be very interesting to have him live with the taste of failure. because let's just say that the snap gets undone and Thanos is still alive. It would be pretty interesting to see what he does or what happens to him if he doesn't die. But I 100% think he will die. I think we just got the two big ones left. The two big ones, which is why everyone probably clicked on this video. What do I think is going to happen to Captain America and Iron Man? What's going to happen to Captain America and Iron Man? This is a very interesting thing. Personally, I think both of them are going to die. If any of them are going to survive, it is going to be Tony Stark, but he's going to retire as Iron Man and settle down with Pepper Potts. So that is definitely a possibility, but however, I still think he will die. But Captain America is the big one. I think this is going to be more of his story. I think that we are going to have a satisfying ending with Captain America. I mean, after all, it is directed by the Russo brothers, who have directed Captain America 2, 3, and Infinity War, which have been a lot of Captain America. So they have pretty much told his story, and it would just be right for the Russo brothers to end his story, because they have pretty much told all of his story. And I think it's going to be a very satisfying ending with his entire arc. And I think it will be a sacrifice, because he is a warrior. This is a war. He is going to sacrifice himself. He is a soldier. This is what he was born to do. This is what he was meant to do. He will fight till the final inch of his life to kill Thanos, and he will die, but it will be a very satisfying ending. And Tony Stark, will he sacrifice himself? Yes, I think when it comes down to it, he will 100% sacrifice himself in order to save everybody else. I think he has a better chance of coming out of this movie alive than Captain America. I do think both of them are toast by the end of this movie. And as far as everybody who died in Infinity War, I think everyone pre-snap is going to stay dead. So Vision, Loki, and Gamora, I think are all gone. If any of them are going to come back to life, it would probably be Gamora or Vision. There's a Guardians 3, and she could be stuck in the Soul Stone or something like that. So there might be a possibility that she can come back to life. And Vision, if they get the stone back, they can just give him a new body, and he should be fine. So if anyone's going to come back to life, it would be those two. But I think everyone pre-snap is dead, and everyone who died in snap is coming back to life. That is my thoughts on everything. Who's going to be dead by the end of this movie? Who will be alive? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let me know down in the comments who you think is going to die in Endgame, because I'm very curious about that, and I would definitely love to have a conversation with you down below. So definitely comment down below. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and have a good one.